NTV.
Morning at NTV. The conversation we just had with the ladies on site, it was remarkable. One thing that stood out is that they are trying to reinvent themselves post-COVID-19, that they get to know, rather post-lockdown, that they can actually add more value to what they're doing. It's a great conversation. Make sure you look out for those platforms and you see how business can possibly come back to life. Now, back to us as Abantuba when COVID-19 came in shape, a lot of things changed and businesses changed in one or the other. But not only that, families were shaken from the deepest core to the uttermost core. And today we're going to talk to one of those traders in Uganda who is now a trader, but previously he was in labor trade, but because of COVID, he has to switch for purposes of survival and making sure he stayed steadfast with the economy. With me I have Mr. Kabi Umar. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, let's start with the basics here. You're a youth.
Yes.
What came in your mind when COVID-19 got in play?
It's all about mindset.
Mindset.
So, amidst all the challenges, I had to come up with something to do.
Okay. What were you doing before COVID-19?
We were dealing in labor externalization.
Okay, you had a company?
We had a company, but right now it's not working. We were advised by the ministry to stop those activities until further notice.
Yeah.
Retal, as you all know, the airport is still closed. So I had to move on. Because at the end of the day, life has to move on.
Life has to move on. Let's first look at the labor market. Before COVID-19, the labor market was having a lot of backlash from the media about people being taken to Middle East, to be exact, and they were not getting value for money. There was issue with licenses and all that. Was this happening in that industry? How true was this?
Yes. Like in every business, there are people who look for ways of getting money in a speed way.
Yeah. And
in our business, we do have traffickers.
Okay.
So they always take people using maybe, for example, Nairobi or Tanzania. They take them abroad and they are trafficked. Yeah. Yes, but in our business, when we are working, we follow all the guidelines from
by
the
Ministry
of Labor. Like our company, we are fully licensed to
do that job.
And we make sure where they are going, they are safe, they are paid, they are treated in case they get sick, and they are paid. That money is sent back home.
It's sent back, okay.
Yes.
I think the best thing that you guys had structures. So how many were you in your company? Your company of the labor export, it was employing like how many people? Direct and indirect linkages?
As a company, our staffs were like 15.
Okay.
And now these people, they don't have jobs.
They all got laid off?
Yeah. And we used to take more than 100 to 150 monthly. So all as a sector, we used to take more than 500 people abroad.
Okay.
On a monthly basis.
On a monthly basis.
Yes. Now take a look. All those people, they don't have jobs.
They all started. Yeah. Let's look at the people you're working with, the 15, when COVID got into play. How did you guys arrive to a decision and you say, you know what, we should just count our losses and we move on? This is something bad for business. Did you pause the company until when the airports are closed, rather opened, or you just terminated and say, well?
Paused.
Okay.
And I involved my people to a new business.
Okay.
So we are all engaging that same business.
The 15 people?
Yes, we are doing right now.
Okay. So how did we get to the rice business? How did you now start doing the rice business? From a labor exporter, someone who was used to responding to mails, someone who was used to look at the airport every now and again, but you say now I'm going to go into rice.
Actually, even when we were still in labor externalization, I was selling rice as a supplier, as a side hustle.
Okay, okay.
So when the pandemic came in, we had to move on with it. Like, rice is food. Everyone eats
Everyone
food.
loves food.
Everyone loves
And
food.
it came at a time when everyone was looking for food, posture and rice became much more of the thing.
Yeah,
So you had this as a side hustle, then you just capitalized on it.
definitely.
How did your team receive this news when you told them, guys, now that we have paused here, we're going to switch here? How did you even baby step them into that?
Actually, they were positive
Okay.
over this fete,
Mm.
and they bought my idea.
Mm.
So I was like, look, we are going to use internet to market our rice,
Oh, yes.
and some of us will be delivering.
Okay.
So we had a group of five.
Mm-hmm.
5 will be looking for the market,
Mm.
5 will be engaging the internet,
Mm.
and 5 will be supplying, delivering to our customers.
Okay.
There we started.
They used to do.
Yes.
But did they understand the modalities of delivery? Imagine me, I was previously in office, like I'm just always in office, and you tell me from tomorrow, Kyamagero is going to be our delivery guy.
Yes.
Did you engage them in some bit of skills training on customer care when you're delivering? The ones who are marketing, did you have to take them through an online course of, empowering themselves?
I personally,
Mm.
I'm studying technology.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm studying IT
Mm.
at one of the universities.
Okay.
So I had to bring in that idea
Mm.
of creating an application
Mm.
and other Facebook platform.
Mm.
So I'm the one who handles that.
Mm.
Being eligible to do that,
Mm.
I called in my friends
Mm.
that, you know what,
Mm.
as I'll be doing this, for
Mm.
you'll be doing that.
Okay.
Yes.
So it gives you a flavor of doing everything you want to do as and when. How have you found the tides? How are you holding up?
It's tight, but again, I have to move on.
What are some of the biggest challenges you faced ever since you say that, okay, this is what we're going to do?
The number of customers
Mm.
declined.
Okay.
We can't afford to have stores, a one-stop center where people can come in,
Mm.
they buy as they want.
Okay.
Right now, our stores are at home.
Mm.
So being at home is quite challenging
It's tricky.
to deliver in time.
Mm.
Or even, because when you have a store,
Mm.
there are people who come. They know a point.
Mm.
But right now, we're at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with all this going in play, have you come up with a modality or a strategy and you say, this is what we're going to be doing in this month? Then let's look at your suppliers. Where do you get your suppliers? Previously, they used to bring it to you in Kampala, right?
Yes.
Now you have to find it.
Now you have to find it.
Okay, so where do you find it? Because usually people say, me, I take super, others will say, I take Kaiso, others will have Basmati, others will have, they're different.
We get it from the eastern side of Uganda.
The eastern side of Uganda.
Yes.
Oh, that is Mbale,
That's
Soroti side.
Mbale, Palisa,
Yeah.
Budaka, Namtumba.
Okay.
Yes,
So-
even Tororo, but right now,
Mm.
Tororo being next to the border is
Yeah.
still under lockdown.
It's
So
risky.
you can't freely access it.
So you have to travel with your team to that side.
Some of our team have to travel. Like I
Wow.
told you, we
Yeah.
are a team.
Okay.
We engage in different
Departments.
departments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people have to go to the west, rather to the east, and get, oh wow, this is amazing. Have you tried to reach out to the farmers themselves too, to understand the entire process of the crop to when you buy it?
Yes.
Okay.
We talk to them.
Mm.
Being that people like good rice,
Mm.
they want it when it's already sorted.
Mm.
So what we do is we communicate to our suppliers that when you're harvesting,
Mm.
make sure that you don't put it in the dust
Okay.
to get those stones.
Mm.
Yes, we have to get even the nice carpets.
Mm.
We take them.
Mm.
They be putting it. They be putting it there. For
So
an
so it is sorted before it gets to the
yeah,
market.
it's sorted
Okay, I
definitely.
think that's that.
We
that-
clean it.
Mm.
Yes, and we pack it.
And you package it.
Yes.
The process of packaging, and rather from the farm to the packaging, What is the cost? What is the cost of that production? Is it too heavy? Is it something, now that you're into the rice, now you know the entire process?
Definitely.
Is it something that is tedious? Is it so expensive that possibly government needs to come through the private sector and the likes?
It's expensive. Like right now, the process of transporting goods is somehow high. Yeah.
Because of the curfew.
Because of the curfew. And these trucks move in the night. You have to beat curfew hours. Yes, try to get your rice.
Let's look at your schedule. How did your schedule change before COVID-19? I don't know, what time did you use to wake up vis-a-vis this time, now that you have to go to Namutumba and be in touch with the team on ground to make sure that what they're doing is actually syncing with what you want to achieve on a whole?
Definitely. Now we work a lot.
Okay.
Yes, we work a lot.
So what time do you wake up?
Uh,
On a good day, like let's imagine you have to go to the east with your team. To how long does it take you? How many days that is even take you as well?
It takes me 2 days when I'm the other side.
Okay.
And I take 3 days when I'm in this side of Kampala. Yes. And we do it in a shift. When I go,
okay,
the other week, one of my colleagues travel the other side. Yes. So I wake up like around at 6. Because, for instance, when you're traveling from here to, let's say, Namutumba, it's a 4-hour journey. When you reach, you start engaging with your farmers. Yes, and when you reach still that side, you have to travel deep in the villages.
Okay.
Yes. So
that is costly, though.
It's costly, but again,
it's business.
It's business. You have to work.
Wow. Well, there you have it, Mr. Kabi Umar, who never knew he would actually end up in the business of rice before COVID-19. Formerly in labor trade and now into rice business, going as far as Namutumba village deep in the east, trying to find the farmers and the ones who have the best rice to give to the market. It's a conversation we are having, how COVID-19 made people readjust their lives to make sure they make some money in one way or the other. My colleague Stephen Mbide will be joining us a little later for a conversation, but just to get a little more into your story, how you switched. How did your family receive this? Your wife, your children, your relatives? You know, someone who is used to being in suits and you're in office. Here you are, you on the road to Namutumba to look for rice.
Actually, I had to talk to my wife, and I told her that, look, now we are moving into this. I'll be away for some weeks, for some days. She okayed me. Okay. Definitely I had to move on with it.
You had to move on.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges have you faced on the road while you're trying to get the best rice to come to your customers?
Sometimes they steal it.
Who steals it? It's you and the truck. Who steals it now?
The guys who bring it from the village to the center.
To the collection center?
To the collection center where you're bringing it in town. And when you're not there, like for instance, you said there is super, Kaiso, Basmat. There are malpractice in this process, whereby you can find a sack mixed up with very many kind of rice. So you end up not getting what you wanted. So if you want super, you go there, you'll be in the stores, you make sure that what they are packing
is super.
If Kaiso,
it is Kaiso.
The sensory.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it gets that tedious. And does this come because they're not paid enough, or is it just something to do with lifestyle that people just don't have the integrity?
Most people don't have that integrity, you know. Fenoko ground,
yes.
Everyone is
Mfunirawa.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
That is a little challenging. And let's talk about the regulators. So the process of are you registered? You have an umbrella that puts you people who deal in this kind of commodity, rather food, that can check the standard of the food you're putting on the market? Do they come and check it if it's not below the standard?
Actually, I was told that they check it when you're selling it, when you export when you're taking it abroad.
But here they don't check. You've never had anyone come to you and say, Umar,
no,
the rice you're selling is below the standard.
It's a one-on-one understanding.
Okay.
You check, this is, oh, it's nice, I can take this. Yes.
And then you move.
And then you move.
Looking at all that said, the challenges in the market, now that you're in the market, while delivering, what are some of the unique challenges your team has shared with you that, look, whenever we're delivering, you have this challenge, you have this challenge, you have this, and how can we bridge those gaps?
Some of our clients, they don't want to pay cash on the delivery. At times, their phones goes off. Yeah, moreover, moving from Salama Road to Ntinda or Nigeria, and the guy reached there, the phone is off, where she has delivered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
That's a challenge.
So how best can the government come in to make sure that it leverages on what you're doing and adds more value to what you're doing? How can they boost up businesses like yours, for us, Abantu Bawansi, and the youth who are involved in such kind of businesses?
We need capital.
You need capital.
Yes. I wish we could get maybe a loan from the bank at a lower interest, whereby we can, you know, this business is always about numbers. Yeah, extremely. You have to be with enough rice.
Okay.
And at times, our capital
doesn't allow
us to have. This.
Okay. Well, that is a conversation. It is something we need to talk about. It's something we possibly love to know about. The youth need capital, and that's a conversation we're going to have shortly after. My colleague Mbide happens to be at the church in Ndeba. Mbide, if you can hear me, kindly give me an update. What is happening in Ndeba? We need to know what is happening there. Mbide?
Yes, good morning, Andrew Kyamagero. Omuntu wa wansi right now, Mfefesi w'ekibuga is on the ground here in Ndeba. Wano wetuli, wewali kanisa St. Peter's Church. Of course, we know that on Sunday night, this church was demolished and was brought down by people we are yet to know. But at least investigations are still ongoing by the police and the anti-corruption unit of the State House. At least here, we know that the Katikiro of Uganda, which was Charles Peter Maiga, is on his way coming here to find out, at least to establish from whatever is happening here. But for now, what is happening here, the team that is from Buganda Kingdom, that is led by Owekitiibwa David Kiwalabye Male, Minister, w'ennono n'ebyokwerinda, ate nga yali avunaanyizibwa nnyo ku by'ettaka kubanga yali akulira Buganda Land Board is here with the security team of the Katikiro. They are here waiting to receive the Katikiro of Uganda, who is coming anytime from now. And we know that the Inter-Religious Council of Uganda is also on the way coming here. Owekitiibwa David Kiwalabye Male, sebo wasoote sebo. Abakungu okuva mu Bwakabaka bwa Buganda mwatuuse dda wano ku St. Peter's Church in Ndeba. We're just next to the Kabaka's Palace. Why are you here this morning?
We are here for two reasons. One, to express our solidarity with the people of this church and the believers in general for this barbaric act which was carried out at night. So that's the first part of it. Secondly, also this land also accommodates the Kabaka's traditional well, where you're supposed to get water from. It's called Oluzirwa Kabaka, and it's guarded by a man from Mungeye called the Kalinda Luzi. So this part of the land has plays two roles. It has got a spiritual role, but also it has got a cultural role. So that's why we are here.
Okay, omuntu ali eyalaba NTV essaawa eno mutegeeze ntegeddeko nti Katikiro wa Buganda ajja enkwatagana ettaka lino ekkanisa no kwebadde etudde n'Obwakabaka Buganda munnyonnyolemu enkwatagana eyo erirudda wa mu Luganda.
Ettaka lino lya bwannannyini si lya Bwakabaka bwa Buganda, lya omugenzi amuyitanga Evelyn Nacho. Naye ettaka lino ng'eri ebifo by'ettaka ebisinga mu Bwakabaka biriko ebintu by'Obwakabaka. Ettaka lino liriko oluzzi lwa Kabaka olunywebwa kabaka mwanywa amazzi era olukumi bw'abengeye gwe bayita kalindaluzi n'olwekyo ekyo kifuula ettaka lino ery'ensonga eri obwakabaka naye ate kuliko n'ekkanisa ey'abantu ba kabaka n'olwekyo ebintu bibiri ebyo bikulu nnyo eri obwakabaka ttaka si lya bwakabaka naye liriko ekkanisa y'abantu ba kabaka naye ate kuliko n'oluzzi lwa kabaka era omugenzi oyo bwe yali afa eyali nannyini ttaka lino yagamba oluzzi lwa kabaka lusigalangawo kubanga luzzi lwa nnono ekyo liriko eby'ennono ate biriko n'ebyeddiini nekyo bikulu nnyo eri obwakabaka bwabwe.
Oweekitiibwa David Kyewalabye Male wakulirako Buganda Land Board, ebifo nga bino eby'ennono ettaka lya Buganda lisaanidde kuba nga likuumibwa kubanga kino kyazzeewo ku kanisa kiraga nti ebifo bingi nnyo obaolyawo n'ebituddeko ebintu bya bwakabaka bwa Buganda bisaanye kubanga ettaka likuumibwa litya mu bwakabaka bwa Buganda ne Uganda yonna.
Ekikulu kiri nti buli ttaka lyonna lirina okuba n'obuwandiike era edda nga teri asuubira nti omuntu wa Buganda yenna asobola okutunda ekintu ekiriko kabaka kubanga bwe nkutegeeza nti waliwo ettaka ly'obwannannyini okuli ebintu by'Obuganda nga bya nnono ekyo naye ettaka lino buli kika kirina obuvunaanyizibwa eri kabaka kati n'olwo abengeye n'olwekyo abengeye basaale nnyo mu kukuuma oluzzi luno era n'ettaka lino libeera libavunaanyizibwa kubanga ne mu biwandiiko balirina n'olwekyo naye ng'ebitongole nga Buganda Land Board kubanga buli kyapa gye kiterekebwa okuggyako ng'ekitundu kino kisalibbwako ne bagamba bannannyini bagamba tukiwadde obwakabaka kati Buganda Land Board esobola okikuuma obulungi naye mu kiseera kino ab'ekika kyengeye kuba bavunaanyizibwa ku luzzi luno bavunaanyizibwa okukuuma oluzzi luno lwa Buganda.
Mwebale nnyo Oweekitiibwa David Kyewalabye Male, essaawa yonna tulindira Katikkiro wa Buganda okutuuka wano.
Era dakika nga bbiri ajja kuba tutuuseeko.
Mwebale nnyo ssebo. This is what is happening here at the St. Peter's Church which was demolished on Sunday night. Omukulu ono yakulira abaami mu kanisa ya St. Peter's Church. Waliwo bannaddiini bano nabo bali wano, they are waiting for the Katikkiro of Uganda who is coming any time from now, but also the Archbishop of Kampala Diocese, Dr. Spirit Kizito is coming here with a team from the Interreligious Council of Uganda any time from now. Naye kambuuzeeko ne ku bakama baffe bannaddiini batubulire enteekateeka ekyagenda mu maaso okuva ku Sande bali wano bagenda mu maaso n'okulaba nga bakuuma ekifo kino n'okulaba nga ate era wabaawo enteekateeka ezigenda mu maaso. Ssebo wassa otya no?
Ssebo wassa otya?
Tuli ku Butereevu NTV, tubuulire ki ekigenda mu maaso n'amannya go ssebo.
Abatulaba Katonda Mukama waffe Yesu yeebazibwe olw'enteekateeka eno kubanga buli kimu ffe tugamba erinnya lya Mukama lyebazibwe. Mukimanyi bulungi ate mbeebaza okuva ku ntandikwa mu lipootinga oluusi ebikola amawulire naye n'ebitakola. Kino kye kimu ku ebyo ebikola amawulire nti ne Katikkiro agenda kutuuka mu kifo kino mu ddakiika nga 5 n'abakulu abalala bonna bazze naye obanga ne gavumenti ey'owakati etuuse ey'obwakabaka etuuse kaakati ne senkulu weyo wakati naye anaatera naye nga sofa ebigenda mu maaso nga bwe mulaba abantu beeyongera okujja nga bw'omanyi mu Buganda bwe wabaawo olumbe oba embaga abantu bakuŋŋaana ne bakola kodingire kale buli ajja wano atusaasira ate ne tuddamu amaanyi naye ate tetujja kukoma kusaasira busaasizi. Enteekateeka ziteekwa okuba nga zigendagenda mu maaso okukolebwa okulaba nga ekkanisa eddawo eyagimenye Mukama era Mukama yagenda ogizaawo. Ffe ekyo kye tukkiriza nga teyayagadde teyalimenyebwa naye alina byayagala okumenyera ddala ataazimbe buto. Ekyo nno nze mu kukkiriza ekyo kye ntunuulira.
Twategedde waliwo enteekateeka y'okubanga muddamu okuzimba, kiki ekigenda maaso, kiki ekituukiddwako essaawa eno?
Ekituukiddwako abakulu gye bali waggulu ffe tuli wansi wano be babirina ebyo kati nteekateeka yaabyo bigenda bitya, tunaatandika tutya, pulaani eddemu oba tukyusaamu. Kale ebyo biri waggulu ku bulabirizi naye ffe wano weetuli ffe weetuli ng'ekifo nze Reverend Deacon Kayemba Augustine mu kifo kino kyokka Reverend Abraham Lubega Kisaaki naye waali.
Reverend naye kamweyo eddakiika emu naye abe nga tubuuza nabo balina ettiimu ye wano eno tegeddeko mulinda ne Ssaabasumba w'ekkanisa ya Uganda w'Ekereziya w'essaza ekkulu erya Kampala Dr. Spirit Kizito naye ekituufu ajja ne aba Interreligious Council of Uganda naye gwe okusooka ku lulwo sooka otubulire kino kyakuyisiza kitya?
Ekkanisa eno yatulumye nnyo naye olumu mu Bayibuli Yesu yalina abayigirizwa be ne bagamba nti eŋŋaano eno embi yagyetya n'aga nti omulabe yakola ekyo kale ono mulabe naye nga Reverend Kayemba Wudi ayogera nti ye Katonda yeegulumiza kyokka n'ekifo kino ssebo kyolaba si kikulu lwa kanisa yokka naye n'olw'obwakabaka bwa Buganda kubanga oluzzi lwakalinda luli awo kitegeeza nti interests zaffe nga ekkanisa tuzirina kyokka ne interests z'obwakabaka bwa Buganda nekyo eyamenye wano teyamenye ekkanisa yokka naye n'okuzikiriza obwakabaka kitegeeza nti mulabe waffe ng'ekkanisa mulabe wa bwakabaka
kakati kujja kusooka ombulire gwe wawoova kubanga ne gy'ova kyo kiyinza okuba nga kigezo eri mmwe gy'osinziira okulunda endiga za Katonda. Enteekateeka ekereziya n'ekkanisa zandibadde zeetunamu zitya okulaba nga obwannannyini ku ttaka babukebera n'okukakasa nti ddala buli mu mikono gy'ekereziya n'ekkanisa.
Kyendowooza nti ffenna tufaanana abakereziya naffe ab'ekkanisa kubanga buli institution erina ekitongole eky'ebyettaka kye tuyita estates newaffe gye kiri na mirembe tukakasa nti this is an eye opener kwongera kwetereeza na kwenyweza mu bitongole byaffe ebyo eby'ekkanisa kulaba nti buli wantu tulinawo naye ombuuza gye mbeera sewo nze mbeera Nateete Martyrs Church ekkanisa esinga obukadde wano era obukristaayo bwe bwatandikira okusaasaana wonna.
Kampala ekigema kimu okuva maama ono. Maama wasiza otya?
Bulungi ssebo wasiza otya ssebo?
Embeera egenda mu maaso kujogeraku.
Embeera eno mbi nnyo era tuvumirira nnyo abakola ekikola kino. Amannya bampita Lois Twikirize nva mu Uganda Joint Christian Council nze nkulira ebya programming era nze nsoose okujja bakama bange ba Archbishops bonna bajja okwongera okuvumirira ekikolwa kino ekyakolebwa era nange nyongera kukivumirira bakikola lwiri kyali kibi nnyo. Ehekaalu ya Katonda y'abantu kusinzizamu okulaba ngu abantu ne bajja ne bamenya kintu kino kyali kibi nnyo nnyo nnyo.
Okay, these are some of the voices from the people here who are awaiting the Katikkiro of Uganda, Charles Peter Mayiga, together with the leaders from the Interreligious Council of Uganda. We're still here at the St. Peter's Church, Ndeva, which was demolished on Sunday. But at least for now, there are several police officers who are under detention and investigations are still ongoing to establish who was exactly behind the demolition of this church and how far have they gone with the processes of seeking justice here at Ndeva. But we know that any time from now, our officials will be coming here to inspect what is happening here. And let me take you through what is happening here. At least the vestry was also brought down, and we know that there are some other materials that are also on the ground here. But we know that efforts are still ongoing to see that either they establish this church that was broken down or brought down here on the ground. But at least for now, we know that the government, Ministry of Internal Affairs, Minister for Kampala Affairs, Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development is also part of the team that is trying to establish what exactly happened here. This is Morning at NTV. Stephen Mbidom Fefes Uwechibuga been here in Ndeva where the church was demolished, and we're still waiting for the Katikkiro of Uganda and the team from the Interreligious Council of Uganda. Andrew Kyamagero Muntu wa Wansi Fefes Uwechibuga is giving you back the microphone. Take on the show. Morning at NTV is still ongoing here on NTV.
That is quite a great remark there that is happening in Ndeva. We understand the Katikkiro of Uganda, Owechitiwa Charles Peter Mayiga, will be at a location in a few minutes from now. But all these leaders getting in play to the same location, one thing I'm praying for is that we find lasting solutions with regards to what entirely happened here. One thing that stands out is that the pinnacle is still up and strong, and that should stay as a monument to go back, as the Reverend we had, Reverend Wejuri, who says we'll go back and know how bad we're detached from God as a generation. Still on set with me is Kabi Umar explaining to us how this entire business was. Now on Twitter, people are saying you were in the labor export business and now you're in the rice business. How does it make you feel? Because one says that the labor export was a little bit gray And the rice business seems to be a little light and better.
Not really.
Not
They are-
really.
They are all good businesses.
Okay.
Yes. And by the labor externalization, it's all about helping the community.
Okay.
I wish the community outside there know how people have gotten job abroad.
But you see, the biggest problem we have here is that we always hear stories of girls stranded in Middle East, girls' contracts expiring, and they're still there. So in that regard, how would you protect someone who is that side?
Actually, the government is now repatriating
Okay.
boys and girls in UAE. 2 days back, more than 150 girls came back from Oman,
Okay.
and other candidates who have been coming back. Yes, from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar. But again, surprisingly, there are those here who want to go and work.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
Well, as you're wrapping this up, what could be your word of changing the attitudes to the youth who are watching you this early morning? Because some people, when COVID came in, they said, no, me, I'm an engineer, I'll still look for the sites. I'm sure I'll get a job.
Actually, I was also like that in the first 2 months of the lockdown. Like, no, let's hold on a bit. In 1 month or 2 months, we shall resume our work. And again, I was like, again, no, we have to learn on how to live with this virus. And that idea came in. Yes. And what I could advise the youth out there is anytime, anywhere you can work.
Yeah.
Like in the internet era we are in. Yes, I see a lot of people selling their goods on the internet. Definitely, even others could join the race. Yeah.
Absolutely. And what could be your plea to the government of Uganda?
To safely open up the airport and the borders. Yes, because like I told you, surprisingly, there are a lot of people who would like to go and work abroad. When they called us off, we were in the process of taking a big number. Yes, as a sector, before this resurgent pandemic, we were in a process of taking more than 5,000 people a month. Now, in a period of 5 to 4 months, that's around 20,000 people are here yearning for jobs.
Okay.
So definitely the government
Within
should.
the borders open.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. That is Kabi Umar. We're going back live to Stephen Mbide. We have the Katikiro is already in the location that is at Endeavour, the location where the church was demolished a few days ago. And they're expecting this coming from the Buganda Kingdom. Earlier on, we had the Vice President, we had the Minister, the Mayor, and other dignitaries trying to look and speak about the same thing. But now we have the Katikiro of Buganda expected anytime now. They're going to be coming through, and we'll be keeping you updated as and when it happens. But thank you so much for being a part of the morning at NTV. Thank you so much, Umar, for sharing. Believe in yourself, trust yourself, work your head off until when you make it. I'm Andrew Kyamagero, and shortly after us, we'll have Farid and Nakazwo with a Mwasuzem.